This is Male Rights Activist Podcast, episode 124. We focus on relationships, sports, and pop culture from the man's point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, our new ones, our OGs. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
On today's show, a woman's dream job has turned into her nightmare.
Damn, I was wondering when Kim Kardashian was going to get tired of Kanye.
Youth football coach caught on tape punching a kid.
Dude, I'm wondering, how could I get my ex-wife on that man's team?
A new DA in LA is not sending hookers to jail, and the Cleveland Indians are changing their name. Do Kamala and I think they should? All that and more. Right now. This is the MRA podcast with Kyle and Kamal, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. I am Kyle.
I am Kamal.
And we are saving relationships one listener at a time. Kamal, I am in Cincinnati, Ohio right now.
All right, man. What you doing out there?
Man, let me tell you something, dude. Man, this has never happened to me before, man. So I auditioned for this job. For this commercial. And I didn't get it. Mm-hmm. And then they hit me up. They was like, hey, so listen. Would you like to fly to Cincinnati, Ohio, and be the backup talent? I was like, oh, yeah.
On their dime?
On their dime.
Okay.
They flew a brother in. I am in a hotel. I took a COVID test today. The most painful COVID test come out, both nostrils. This woman was trying to get my nose pregnant, bro. She was shoving it in. Like, dude, can we do some foreplay, lady? God damn.
Honestly, dude, he was in there. I mean, he was in there. He was knuckle deep. The swab, that shit was gone. I couldn't even see the motherfucker.
I was like, what? Yeah. This shit was about to come out my throat, bro, out my mouth.
Yeah,
was that. I was like, what the fuck?
This dude tickled my brain.
Lady, I had this ain't the first COVID test I've had, bro. But this the first one that just was this bad, bro. Like, can you be gentle? Can I do the next one? That's what I asked her. She ain't never been with a woman, because she would know you gotta ease that thing in, dude.
Yeah.
I think my ego's just bruised, man. I'm out here straight understudy, man. Backup, man. Oh, dog. You know, come out last week. I got 3 avails. Now, let me tell you how it works in the audition world. You get the first call, the call back, and then if you get it, they put you what's called on avail. That means be available because you might get that mug. And not most of the time, put it this way, every time I've ever booked a job, I was on avail. So every time you're on avail, you think you're going to get the job. And 0 for 3, bro. That shit hurt. And then you know what I literally said? I said, man, maybe the reason why I'm getting on avail so much is because they're giving avails to more people than normal because of COVID. And sure enough, dog, this job said, can you be the backup talent? Come on, when I tell you, man, I feel I ain't rode the bench in years, bro.
Well, the last time I played for a team, I was a backup point guard. So, Kyle, let me tell you something, man.
What's up, man?
The backup has value.
Does he?
Yes. You are just a part of the team. Just as much. You're just as much part of that commercial as the starter.
Man, that's impossible. I'm going to be in a hotel room. You know what, dog? I'm going to tell you what I didn't do, Kamal. I don't wish COVID on this man.
Oh, yeah, I was about to ask you. Are you over there wishing the man just has a false negative?
No, I know.
Not a false negative.
Not at all. I know, not at all. You know why? I told myself, man, I said, this is not my job. This is his job. I'm out here getting paid, man. I'm out here as if I was at home. I'm getting paid to be in Ohio. I'm getting paid, bro. I'm on the clock. I'm getting a per diem, bro. It's just my ego hurts, dog. You know what I mean? It just my ego hurts, man. But nah, man, I told myself, man, this is like another man's wife, man. This job ain't mine. This ain't my job. The job had a chance to get me. The job said no to me. We want that guy over there. Now, I don't want to have to come face to face. When I see the mug on TV, it's going to hurt.
Okay. But you ain't got to see. It would be worse. I think it's better that you at the hotel. You ain't got to see the dude. Like, he ain't got to.
Not. Every black dude I see
what's
walking
going on,
around,
man? Hey, what's up, man? I'm playing Ricky. I'm playing Ricky's understudy.
Richard's
okay.
Understudy.
Ever see that movie? What was it? The Program. He was like Darnell, such a what was his name? He's a tailback. such as starting tailback.
Starting tailback. Yeah, that hurt. That was
Omar Epps.
Omar Epps, right? When he was fumbling, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of old school movies, man, last week, Kamal, we talked about Friday, man. You disparaged Friday. No, that was me. I talked about how it didn't hold up, man. Days later, man, Tiny passed away. How bad did I feel, bro? Not to make it about me, because I hate when people do that. Rest in peace to Debo, man. I knew him first as Zeus.
Yeah.
No Holds Barred.
I think most of us knew him as Zeus from No Holds Barred. And then if we were wrestling fans, he slid over there for like about a couple of months and wrestled Hulk Hogan and shit like that. So he was like a local celebrity. I didn't really know the guy, but I know like in all of like the comedy clubs and stuff like that, especially back in the day, man.
Kids.
Yeah, man, back in the day, I know like a lot of the comedians know him well and stuff like that, man. I've seen him drive around. I've seen him at the bank and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So he was very approachable. I've seen people roll up to him. I've been in the comedy club where he was having back and forth banter with the comedian and stuff like that,
he likes
man.
to heckle, man.
Yeah, and so, he's in one of my favorite movies, The Fifth Element. He played the president.
Man, there you go again, Kamal.
What?
Kamal always knows these obscure movies, man.
What? The Fifth Element? You ever seen that?
And calls him one of my favorite movies.
You ever seen that with Bruce Willis? Bruce Willis and Chris Tucker?
No. Is that when Chris Tucker's hair dyed?
Yes, that's The Fifth Element.
I ain't never seen that in my life, Kamal.
Oh, for real?
Never, dude.
Oh, man.
I'm tired of knowing these crazy movies.
I'm a Bruce Willis fan. So when Bruce Willis had a gun, I was in there.
You was in it.
Yeah. I don't want to see him trying to act. You put a gun in the man's hand, even if it's in the future with a space gun. Oh, I'm there.
Joe Biden is the official winner of the election. Go ahead and gloat for a second, man, before we move on.
I mean, we've known this for a while. It's not even this isn't news. This is a formality. It's not sweet yet. I have to see this man leaving. I have to see him leaving with the people. Hopefully, the people are outside. He can hear him. He can hear them booing him and heckling him. I remember I went to the Obama's inauguration, and Bush already done 2 terms, so he wasn't fighting shit. And so during the inauguration, they in the closed circuit TV, the big ass screen, they were showing people. They show him and Cheney walking out, like leaving the White House together. Yeah. And man, them cats let him have it.
Let who have it?
Bush and Cheney when they was walking, when they showed up on that screen. Man, people let that man have it. I don't know if it was 1 million people there, but it was like hundreds and thousands of boos. Like, damn. So I want that for that boy.
You want that for that boy?
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, I saw this video on Instagram. Nikki Giovanni. Did you see the video?
No.
Okay. So Nikki Giovanni was talking about, I guess she was with James Baldwin. Does that sound right?
Yeah, they're old school. I mean, is she still alive? I'm not even sure.
I'm guessing it's an old tape, but she's talking to Charlamagne the guy, so it may be new. But anyway.
Oh, if she's talking to Charlamagne, she's still alive.
but I don't know. He's been around for a while. Charlamagne ain't that new. I mean, I don't know. All I know is there's a video where she says, "If you love me, lie to me." And she was talking to James Baldwin, and she was basically saying, man, when you go to work, you got to lie to that white man. You lie to your boss. Lie to me. And I thought about that. And I like that. It actually inspired me. Like, man, maybe you ain't got to lie, but look alive. Act like you do with your boss. But the problem I have with that, Kamal, is if you lie to these women, what happens when you get tired of them? She'll be blindsided, and normally they're blindsided anyway, because when we finally snap, we get tired of pretending and walking on eggshells. Ladies, you have no idea the eggshells we walk on, and I hear you do the same thing. But you have no idea the eggshells we walk on to avoid a fight. Of course they are, because we're trying to make sure they're not mad. That's our 24/7 job.
They're trying to make them mad. They're trying to make sure they are happy. We're trying to make sure they are not mad.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it right there, man. They're trying to make sure they are happy, and we're trying to make sure they are not mad. Well said, man. Heidi Klum's daughter has 3 daddies. How in the hell is that possible?
Okay, so she's got a biological father.
Okay.
Then Heidi Klum married Seal when the little girl, I think, was born. She got pregnant, and then like she linked up with Seal while she was pregnant. So Seal practically raised her. And then, so I don't know if she married Seal or not, but they were together for a while. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the little girl's last name was whatever Seal's last name was, like
yeah,
Samuel.
whatever it is, something African.
Yeah, and so now Heidi Klum is married to somebody else, and he's stepdad. And so, like, I think all 3 men are in her life. But honestly, man, no bullshit. That's Seal's kid.
Yeah, of course. Well, I didn't even know there was somebody before Seal, bro. I thought Heidi Klum started with Seal.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know Seal took over payments, bro. I mean, props to Seal, man, for stepping up, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Seal's baby, man.
Yes.
That's Seal's baby, man.
Yeah, man. I don't like the fact that this new guy is coming in here getting action.
He shouldn't get no play. He should get straight frozen shoulder.
Exactly, man. But
I mean, but wait a minute. You're saying because Seal started early, so he's cool.
Seal raised this little girl, man. Seal, like, you know, the way I look at it is, man, first steps, first word, all that stuff, potty train, tying shoes.
All the hardest work.
Right. You do that, that's your kid.
Yeah, your dad. The other guy gets the first name basis.
Yeah.
He's Larry.
You come in there and, you know what I'm saying, you teach somebody how to drive or some shit like that. Or
you Larry. Yeah. Call him by first name, bro. That's Larry.
Anybody can do that shit.
Or Uncle Gene. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We come back, man. We got some feedback after that. We have a post-nut story from a guy who met a woman in the strangest place. Wait till you hear this story. It's MRA Podcast. Hey, what's up, guys? I sure hope you're enjoying the show. If you like it, I invite you to go to our website, themrapodcast.com, and catch up on over 100 episodes that we have in store for you.
You ain't working, you might as well check us out.
And if you want some more, go over to The World According to Cheryl and check me out on Cheryl Underwood's podcast. We post content there every single day. We have her normal radio show labeled SUR, and then the Cheryl Underwood podcast, where we get in her personal business every Friday. Then on the weekends, we have the specialty shows that range from Late Night Cupcake to Auntie Cheryl's House Party to our gospel show, Spiritual Nourishment.
You gotta check out The World According to Cheryl, even though I ain't on it.
We got some feedback, Obi.
Do we now?
Yes, we do, man. This comes from TD in Detroit. I have a question for Kamal. I think he is the writer. Where did you learn how to write? I want to try it, but I don't know how. I love the show, gents. TD in Detroit. Kamal, where did you learn how to write?
Man, that's one of those things where it's like, honestly, if you ask, you know, a rapper, or how'd you learn how to rap or something like that, man, it's just something that I've been doing my whole life. In TD.
Whole life is how long? No, you haven't.
I have.
No, you haven't. No, dog, you wasn't writing no scripts at 7.
Well, hold on now. That's the thing. I've been writing my whole life, not necessarily like screenplays or TV scripts. But I've been writing stories. I was going to say, everybody has. You know, take the spelling words and make a story out of them. We had to do that stuff. And my stuff was, I started, you know, making people laugh and telling like weird stories. And I remember I would take some of like the lyrics from rap songs and put them in there. I remember I put Lottie Dottie in this shit, man.
Hilarious.
Like slam the child on the hard concrete. Man, the kids went...
Man, but you stealing material?
Man, I threw that Lottie Dottie in there, like slammed the child in the hard concrete, and the crowd went
professionally. Did they laugh?
Oh my gosh!
But they knew what it was, though, right?
They knew exactly what it was. I was able to tie it into like a story about a bee and the fly having a fight. It was crazy, man.
Hilarious, dude. How did you learn how to write though?
Went to college for it, man. I took a script writing class. I took an extension class at UCLA.
Yeah, me too.
You could do some stuff online. There's a lot of books. You really don't have to pay much money. You can get a book. Was it Sid
Save
Field?
the Cat.
Save the Cat. Sid Field has a book. There's
screenplay. Screenplay, I think.
Yeah, there's a book I like called Your Screenplay Sucks. And you know, you can also get the screenwrite format, Final Draft. It pretty much formats the whole thing. But as far as like, that'll get you like the technique and everything like that. But like, as far as like story and structure and stuff like that, man, there's a ton of books out there. Sid Field again has a really good one, famous one that everyone, when I first got back from college, everyone had it on their bookshelf.
Yeah.
But man, honestly, I think the easiest part is formatting and all that.
Mm-hmm. The hardest part is
being good, man.
Oh, okay. Well, that takes time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Before we move on, speaking of Detroit, man, you did call it out. You said you hoped that Lonzo Ball's son, or LeVar Ball's son, does not play for Detroit Pistons because he will be trashing the team if he does not play. Sure enough, he gets cut, and LeVar starts trashing the team. What say you, dog?
Oh, I'm glad we got out of there early. I'm glad he was. I mean, honestly, I'm so glad that whatever, in training camp, he didn't impress the team enough where they wanted to sign him to like a contract, because the guy's only, he's only concerned about his boys, and understandably so. Mm-hmm. He's not here for anybody else's pops and stuff like that, but his kids are grown now, man. They're in the professional world, so having their dad, get them on the team and shit like that, and talk for them. It's kind of played out, man. Honestly, man, he's got him this far, but I'd be embarrassed, if every time that I don't get my way or I don't get enough time, my dad has to say something.
I'd be so embarrassed, Joe. I'd be so embarrassed, man. I would hate it, dog. When we come back, man, we have a post-nut story from a guy who met a woman in the strangest place. You ain't even gonna believe this, man. Wait till you hear this story. It's an MRA podcast. According to Webster's dictionary, being in post-nut mode is when you have a clear mind and you can make sound decisions as if you just busted a nut.
Yeah, I don't know if Webster actually said that.
No, he didn't. But our listener, Big Easy Q, told us all about it, and we can relate. Women, men. So listen, if you have a story of when you did something foolish.
In pre-nut mode.
Yeah, something really dumb. Maybe it was top grime. Especially something in pre-nut mode you don't want nobody to know about. Hit us up, and we'll tell the world. We can all laugh at your expense, and hopefully you'll learn from your mistakes.
Aristotle once said, the results of pre-nut mode is the best teacher. I think he said some shit like that.
Send us your stories at dearerby@themrapodcast.com. That's dearerby@themrapodcast.com. And now it's time for a post-nut mode story, only on the MRA Podcast. Here we go. This one is from Roland in Ontario. Last year, I was Christmas shopping at the mall, and I had been holding it. I had to go real bad. Okay, I was like, holding what? I run into the bathroom, but I didn't know I ran into the wrong one. Wow. I opened the door of the stall, and the girl was sitting on the toilet, fully clothed. Thank God, crying. Okay. I told her I had to go, so I run into the men's room, but I told her to meet me outside the bathroom. When I came out, to my surprise, she was there. She walks with me while I buy my mom's gift, and she is talking to me about her boyfriend, some dude who was a fireman and dumped her. So after I was done shopping, she invites me over. I go over, and she talked about her boyfriend the entire night until I fell asleep. The next morning, when we woke up, she finally gave me some. And as soon as I was done, I felt bad. That's definitely the definition of post-nut mode. But the other side of me thought, I listened to her talk all night, so I deserve this. Hilarious. And that's it. Roland in Ontario, Kamau. Did he deserve the cooch, or is he a top grime nominee? What say you, dog?
He's nowhere near top grime. He's not. I don't even think what he did was grimy. Kyle, have you ever had to sit through a bad storytelling? Have you ever just had to sit through just somebody just going on and on and on about a topic you don't care about? I know it's probably some people like, nigga, we do that shit every week. Listen to you.
That's why we stopped listening to your show, nigga. We came back to see if y'all improved.
Dude, hell yes, he deserved it. He was hell, dude. Do you know how many bullshit stories I had to listen to? Sit there and act like I cared about what was going on in third period and all that shit. Just sitting over there waiting them out. Eventually,
yep. Come on, let me tell you the best part of being retired out the pimp game, the player game, man. And by the way, I was retired. I did not intentionally retire. I just, listen, the team stopped calling. I was a free agent, and next thing you know, I wasn't even a free agent.
They retired you.
They retired me, man. I was like, I wish I had a perfect example. I almost said Calvin Johnson or Terrell Owens. You know what I mean? Terrell Owens had to retire reluctantly. He still wanted to play. It was just nobody wanted him anymore. That's what happened when I retired, Cabal. I was still an eligible free agent.
What's my guy's name? Ray Rice.
Ray Rice. Oh, that's hilarious. But I didn't have no scandal, though.
No, but I'm saying, he's eligible to return. He's been eligible for like 5 years.
He still can play, by the way. He still got it. You know, Colin Kaepernick still throwing the ball. You know, but yeah, man, like I got retired, man. As you just slowly start to be erased, like in Back to the Future, you slowly start to disappear. You realize, oh, I'm retired. Oh, okay. But before I retire, man, that the best part about being retired, come out, is not having to sit and hope that this long ass story is going to lead to some ass. I feel like women used to take advantage of me, come out. Talking and talking and talking, and I'll be like, oh my God. You want to quit, but you might hit it. It's like when you get a gumball out the machine for free, come out. It only happens once or twice in your life, but you check every time. You know what I mean? How many times have you really pulled one out the club and smashed? Once or twice?
Oh, man, honestly, no bullshit. Me, never.
Wow.
I have never pulled one out. I'll say this, man, in my defense.
It's not really my style either.
It's not my style, but in my defense, man, I was always a designated driver. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I never went to the club by myself. And, man, I gotta make sure my boys, you know.
Who goes to the club by themselves?
Oh, I think my homeboy's brother did because he knew.
That's the game?
He knew he was, you know, he
had it going on.
Yeah, he's there to pull him out the club.
Wow. That's a professional, come on. That's professional level.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so no, this guy's not Top Grime nominee, man. What's your name? Roland, you're not Top Grime, dude. You didn't ask us, but we're telling you you're not Top Grime. You are a very patient man, so we're going to give it up to that. We come back, man. Kim and Kanye are living separate lives, man. I got a question for you, Kamal. Is it okay to take a break within your marriage? Don't get too excited. It's a hypothetical. It's an MRA podcast. Hey guys, if you're digging the show, then please tell somebody. People might say something to you like, hey man, you know, what podcast you listening to? And that's when you say the MRA podcast with Kyle and Kamal.
Or the MRA podcast with Kamal and Kyle.
Kamal, according to the Jasmine brand, Kim and Kanye have hit a rough patch. The word is that Kim is exhausted from trying to keep her marriage together. So while she still respects her vows, and they are not breaking up, they are living separate lives. Kamal, the question I have for you, is it okay to take a break within your marriage? I'm just going to tell you before you answer. I remember I used to tell my wife, I need a break. I just need to take a break from trying to please you. I need to step away for a little bit. And she used to be like, no way. And ladies, I just want you to know, that's a bad idea. If your man tells you need a break, give him one. Give him one. Don't threaten him. Well, I ain't going to be by here. Blah, 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 when you get back. Blah, blah, blah. This is hard for a lot of us. Give him a break. What do you say, Kamal?
Well, I say, like, the break, it all depends. Who asked for it? If I asked for it, yeah, of course. It's legitimate, man. We need that break. But if she asked for it, motherfucker, I am not going to wait around.
Hilarious.
I am not going to wait around. Because, honestly, man, I'm the good guy in the relationship.
Of course you are.
You know what I'm saying? So,
of course you are, man. Wait till you read the script I'm right now. You just like, listen, guys, I just want y'all to know out there in Radio Land, I am the worst guy in Kamal's script. So I paid him back. In my script, he is the suckerest guy. The nicest sucker simp that you ever heard.
Exactly. But here's the thing about it. I don't deny it.
Nice. I don't deny it either. Top Grime nominee, Kyle Erby, man. That came from some of my own stories. Well, go ahead.
Nah, man. So, and first of all, man, I'm one of those people who is cynical when it comes to the Kardashians. Man, I don't believe shit about this family.
Hilarious.
You know, like,
But don't make it about them then. I really don't want to talk about them.
So exactly.
I don't want to talk about them.
So it's like I don't really believe any of this shit. But
I don't
as
care
far
about them.
Well, no,
I
I'm
want to
saying,
talk about the break. Yeah.
So as far as like doing breaks and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is always a good idea because I would hear people say we need to take a break. It's like, what does that mean? Like,
what does that mean? That means I don't. So let me give you an example, right? Let's just say anybody in a relationship, any man knows you're in a relationship. You have rules of things you're supposed to do. You got to call a certain amount of times. You got to check. You got to say goodnight. Ugh. You got to kiss them when you get out the bed. You know, all the stuff you just got to do. And you notice, ladies, it's always you with the list of shit we got to do. I don't know no man, no modern man with the list of things that y'all have to do. Back in the day we did, but we don't do that no more. Now y'all have a list of the things. And we looking up like, man, I'm the one. I'm the one, all the things I got to do every day. Yeah, she's constantly complaining. I don't get what I need. I'm not getting paid. But like, man, I'm the one working.
It's so much, this list of shit that I'm supposed to do.
In your mind, ladies.
Man, I mean, really, man, it's like around 12 things. And I can probably do 8 or 9, like,
maybe
on a good day.
Real good day.
But them 3.
Yeesh.
Oh my gosh!
Can you help us out with any versions of them 3? Can you give us anything close to what those 3 mean?
They can be just not including my wife in a lot of like my recreational / entertainment decisions. You know what I'm saying? Or like if I'm going there and make me a snack.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. She does not want whatever I am cooking.
That's the thing that's annoying. How many times you got to ask her if she wants something and you know she's going to say no?
I'm good. But the time I don't ask is the time I was supposed to ask.
This drives me crazy, bro. I'm honestly, come out. Like, I don't like to be rejected, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if every time I ask you if you want some of this popcorn and you say no, I'm not going to keep asking you. I'm just not, Kamal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. But you know what it is. I'm going to give you a little bit of defense, ladies. In your mind, you always ask him. You're always thinking about him. I've heard your wife say this, Kamal. Every time they go to the store, they're thinking about what you want. We're not like that. So they train us to be like that. And they take it personally if we don't. And then they start to count up the score. Once you start counting up the score, ladies, it's the beginning and end. The good times have ended. We are going into times of beef. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered a fight zone. We are now beefing. The good times have ended. The good times have ended. And it's because y'all allowed that bullshit to go in your head.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens every time, man. When we come back, Lil Wayne pleads guilty to gun charges. Later in the show, we have a Dear Erby from a woman whose dream job has turned into her nightmare. What should she do? Kamal and I got to coach her up. It's the MRE Podcast. Hey, guys and gals, if you're enjoying the show, let someone know. Whatever app you're listening on, please subscribe, give us 5 stars, and leave a positive comment.
So why wouldn't you give us 5 stars and a positive comment? We're great.
Yes, we are. This helps our placement so that other people can enjoy the show as well.
And why wouldn't they? We're great.
Come on, this one hurt me when I read it. Lil Wayne pleads guilty of gun charges. Now, the reason why this hurt me, Kamal, I mean, I know you're not. I don't think you're a big fan of Lil Wayne. I am, man. I remember seeing Lil Wayne at Southern when he was in the Hot Boys. I remember seeing Lil Wayne. It might have been a little after the Hot Boys. I ain't that damn old, but you know what I'm saying. I remember seeing Lil Wayne before. I mean, when Juvenile was hot. I remember that, man. 400 Degrees. I remember that concert, seeing Wayne. And so watching him grow up from Lil Wayne to Wayne, one of the dopest MCs in the game, to Wayne the businessman, to Wayne selling his masters for $100 million, which hurts as well.
He sold his masters for $100 million?
$100 million, man.
Wow.
Which It sounds good, but the problem is, man, there's no more residual income. You better invest that well. I hate when people sell their masters, but it's a tough time right now with COVID, man. They can't make their money. And so I think but that's a whole nother discussion. We're not talking about that right now. So when he pleaded guilty, Kamau, it scared me because I'm thinking, another brother going down for having a gun. Not pulling a gun, Kamau. Not shooting a dude in the head, Kamau. Not this gun has bodies on it, Kamau. Having a gun. And you know why he went to jail the first time? Having a gun. Not shooting a gun. Not waving a gun. Having a gun. The first time it was a tour bus. The second time it's a tour bus private jet. Not a bus. But same thing.
What I don't understand is he's got bodyguards and people with him. How is he getting the rap? How is he taking the rap for the gun? Constantly.
It's in his possession.
How? I mean, he got them skinny jeans on, so I know it's not
hilarious. But if all your shit's in this bag, and Wayne, the first time Wayne didn't have to take it, but Wayne decided to not, to take it. He could have let somebody else, he could have scapegoated somebody. I think he was trying to be a real G, like a Master P's brother.
But see, the thing about it is, I guess my point is, you are worth the $100 million or whatever. Why are you carrying a gun in public places when you have security and bodyguards who are licensed to carry firearms? I don't understand.
True. It's the mentality, though, Kamau. You got to think about how he comes up, right? This man is raised that you better be strapped. People are coming for you. Everybody knows Lil Wayne got a lot of money. People want to test him. In his mind, he got to be strapped. You've seen the movies where they sleep with a gun under the pillow. There are people that really do that. I'm glad I ain't got to sleep with a gun under my pillow, Kamau. Are you sleeping with a gun under your pillow?
No, but I want to. I just want to do it once. Quick did that in Harlem Night.
Of course he did, man.
I want to sleep
thinking about that every once in a while.
I want to sleep like Quick.
I know, that's funny. But sometimes when I am sleeping, I'll be thinking, man, but you know why I couldn't sleep like that? Because I'm not going to be able to sleep well. Because in my mind, I'll be thinking, man, don't run, you don't want this thing to go off.
Yeah.
That's going to be a horrible sleep. Anyway, man, so this man in his mind, man, that's how he was raised, man. That's got to be tough, dog.
Yeah, I just don't. Okay, I don't believe. It's hard for me to believe that he thinks some shit goes down. Superstar 5'7" Lil Wayne is gonna be bussing at the people.
So why in the hell you think he keeps having the goddamn gun come out?
Same reason why he was walking around with a guitar, even though the nigga couldn't play it. Like he fronting.
Man, we come back, man. The new DA in L.A. is no longer sending hookers to jail. Is that a good thing? And later in the show, we got to talk about that youth football coach punching the 9-year-old boy in the head. We're fathers. We have sons. How do we feel? Find out soon. It's the MRA Podcast. You listen to us, but Kamau and I want you to know that we listen to you too.
Even if we don't always respond to your tweets in a timely manner.
I love how you say we, man. So if you have some feedback, maybe you agree.
Maybe you disagree.
Or maybe you just want to tell us how much you love the show, or that you want to testify about how we specifically helped you out. Or maybe you just want to tell Kamau how he was right or wrong.
But mostly right.
Whatever you want to tell us, hit us on our social. I'm at Kyle Erby.
I'm at Angry Kamau.
Hit us up and you just might hear your comment on the air.
Promise. We'll be gentle.
Come on, you sent me this story. The new DA in L.A. is not sending prostitutes to jail. In his mind, it sounds like they took a racial element to some of these laws, like, what is it, trespassing and
that's for like homeless people, right? Yeah.
It's, I don't know, man. I mean, when I read it, I was like, wait a minute, why it's on the books if you ain't enforcing? I mean, I get if you're not going to enforce weed no more, you need to stop doing that, but prostitution, I don't know. That's a victimless crime. I don't know why they're doing that. But some of these laws, I was like, ooh, wait a minute. Why not? What's going on with this, man?
No, he's the new DA, man. So, he came in this George Floyd thing, man. And so I know a lot of times, I think cash bail, people are trying to.
Yeah, what's that about? What's the cash bail thing about?
Well, a lot of people can't afford bail. So they sit in jail for months, sometimes years, awaiting trial. Depends on how many motions and, postponements they get. And that kid from New York was named Khalif Browder.
Mm-hmm.
I think it says he stole like a backpack, even though he didn't. And he sat in Rikers for like a year and some change or some shit like that. And they dropped the charges, and he's out. And a few months later, kid ends up killing himself. He hangs himself. And so a lot of activists were just talking about just ending cash bail because they figure that's some bullshit. A rapist who's rich can be out. A guy who's got some weed who doesn't have any money can spend like months in county waiting trial. And they don't think it was fair. And so that was on that was one of the props. And so this new DA is coming in and he's trying to be as woke as possible. Yeah, man. So he's coming in.
I got to stop you, dog. He's not going to prison people for trespassing, disturbing the peace, driving without a license, or loitering. In his mind, he thinks this has been something that's used to discriminate against people of color in white areas. Which okay, I get it. But man, wait a minute, man. Trespassing, that also means, see, in my mind, man, I ain't got no property, but I want some property. I don't want nobody coming up in my property and not going to jail for that.
But see, here's the thing about it. I think what he's saying is going to be on the individual case basis, because here's the thing about it. Yes, you can't just blanket give everybody immunity for trespassing.
Disturbing the peace. When I was a kid, I always disturbed the peace.
Yeah,
but now,
he's talking about the
peace.
protests. I think he's talking about the protesters and stuff like that, man. He's not. I mean, if I went to Beverly Hills and started just banging a trash can as loud as I can on somebody's lawn, that same DA is gonna prosecute me.
I hope so.
Not Beverly Hills, because he's the
anybody's law, man. Like, especially
it's
really disturbing the peace. Not your radio's too loud. That's the craziest thing.
It's the protester. It's the Karens. I mean, I'm sorry. It's to protect the protester. It's to stop the ladies calling the police on bullshit. It's that type of stuff.
Driving without a license, man. You should be going to jail if you drive without a license.
I don't know. As a teenager, I did it often.
I did it all the time. I didn't want to go to jail, so let me take that back. Not jail, but since I'm having a license, if you ain't gonna get in trouble if you don't have one.
I figure, man, if you know how to drive, if the police
stop tripping.
If you ain't weaving in it, if you ain't straddling the lines, man.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Reckless driving. They should throw a little extra on it if you don't have a license and you're reckless driving.
Yeah.
But if you're driving correctly, like I used to be when my mom let me take the car to Burger King. Let me not incriminate my mother. When I took the car to Burger King as a teenager. Then I don't want. I mean, if I would have went to jail for that, that would have been horrible, man. This guy, I had a future ahead of me. Kamal was on my way to Southern University. Not directly. I had to go to Mount Sac first, junior college, but eventually, man, you know what I mean. So,
dude,
that would have been horrible.
I've been pulled over without a license.
Ooh,
yeah, man.
That would terrify me, dog.
I really wasn't that scared, man. That was the thing about it, man. I was like riding around the corner from the house.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, I'm on my way home. I think I one of the rolling stop signs. I mean, instead of coming to a stop, I just kept rolling.
Yeah. California stop.
Yeah, man. And the cop pulled me over and was like, "Where you going?" "I'm going home." "Where you stay?" "Over there." "All right, Erby, get home."
Nice. Black
cool.
cop?
No, man.
White cop was cool.
Yeah, he was cool, man. Rialto police was cool with me, man.
Well, I didn't know it was Rialto, man. Shouts out to my hometown. When we come back, man, we have to talk about that viral video of the youth football coach that punched a kid in the head, man. She'd have gotten fired. We'll talk about it. It's an MRA podcast. Guys, I have a comedy album. It's called Be a Man at All Times, and it's on, what's it on? Oh, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you stream your content.
It's a damn good comedy album.
I appreciate that, man. There's stand-up on there. Kamal and I wrote a whodunit mystery called The Case of the Missing Balls. That's on there.
Based on a true story.
Check out the album. Show your boy some support. And you can buy it on iTunes. Keyword buy it. Stop streaming. Kamal, I'm assuming you've seen the viral video of the youth football coach that popped the kid in the head twice.
Which video you speak of? Not just playing.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Are you joking?
Nah, I seen that shit.
Okay. I'm about to say everybody's seen that shit. Okay, so youth football coach hits the kid in the head. Now they're in the championship, so obviously this guy knows how to coach. He's a national. He knows how to get the best of his players. Come on. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is, the mom's not pressing charges. He's getting in trouble, but the mom's is like, "Man, I don't think he meant it like that." That wasn't her quote, but that's what I got from her quote. I saw the video come out. The first hit disturbed. It bothered me. The second hit was disturbing. I was just like, come on, dude. Like, there's got to be a better way, bruh. But the crazy part is he got fired from his day job. Now, when people get fired from their day job over something that had nothing to do with their day job, that usually gets on my nerves. But this guy was a sheriff. He had to go.
He wasn't an actual sheriff. He worked for the sheriff's department, like some old community.
You can't work for the sheriff's department if you got anger management problems. You can't be a teacher. You can't be a sheriff's department. You can't do it, dog. What say you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of, like, he could keep his job is if he oversaw detention or some shit like that at school. Like, we keep this nigga. But
he's perfect.
He's perfect. He's perfect for the job. Dude, I don't think he should have gotten fired, but he shouldn't be surprised that he got fired. Nobody should be surprised that he got fired. Because the thing about it is, like you said, it went viral.
Yeah.
So that's, whatever his name is, that's Freddie, that's Jerome, that's Terrence. Mm-hmm. And so Terrence,
it's a bad look when you work for the po-po, though,
it's
man.
It's a bad look, period, when anything that's negative goes viral and you're fucking up.
Yeah.
And you're the one fucking up, and like it's all over, and Good Morning America and celebrities and ex-players. And
everybody want to weigh in. That's the thing that bothers
everyone
me, man,
has to have an opinion.
I would have whooped his ass. Man, that reminds me of junior high, man. You went to Colburn, went to Frisbee. We went to school in Rialto, man, junior highs. I used to hate it when people started talking about what they would have done. I would have knocked that nigga out, homie. I would have faded that fool, cuz. I would have been like catch. Oh, that always drove me crazy because you never see the person doing what they said they would have done.
Well, I'll say this though. I think that for this coach, when he did it and how comfortable he was,
public.
He has done that shit before.
Come on, that's how they got to the championship. Come on.
Like,
nobody was outraged.
And the team didn't. Nobody looked like, what the fuck? The moms didn't come down. Like, no, the assistant coach came over there. Like, what'd he do?
What happened?
With the nigga.
He jumped. He jumped off sides, right?
Yeah. I wanted to know. When I saw, I was like, man, what did that little kid do?
I know, because the only thing I could think was maybe face masking, like what would drive the coach crazy? And the thing that drove the youth football coach crazy when I was playing, I didn't start playing until ninth grade, but youth enough, he was 9, I was in ninth grade. But the point is, when you jumped off sides, man, we used to do this drill where, if you're on defense and they say, you can't move to the ball, let's move. We got to run 10 yards. That's it. But the coach is going to say down, set, hike. If anybody jumps off sides, we backing up 5. People used to get so mad because somebody jumped damn near every time. So then once we figured out how to not jump, if you jumped in the game, the coach would lose their mind because it would be like, we went over this. I remember when we lost to Fontana, it still bothers me. I ain't going to say who messed up, but Coach Hoke, one of the great Eisenhower football coaches.
my geometry teacher wasn't the best geometry.
And my sisters.
He wasn't the best.
Was he good or not so good?
Get the fuck out of here. Nigga sat behind his desk the whole time.
Hey man, he was a great football coach. Goddamn. Anyway, so Coach Hoke warned us, man. I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna do the naked boot. That means they're gonna pretend to do a sweep, and the quarterback is just gonna roll out, and he's gonna pull and mosey down the sidelines, man. We went over that over and over and over again. It was 4th and 11. This is for the championship, Kamal. And we knew it was coming. And the defensive end, who was going to remain nameless, bit.
Why are you keeping this person anonymous?
I'm not going to do him like that.
It's 20-some years ago.
I know,
he probably tells his story at the barbershop.
I can't do it, man.
Man.
I can't do it, man. I want to do it so bad, but he knows who he is, man. He might still be hurt about it. I'm still hurt about mistakes I made in high school, especially like routes I ran wrong or whatever. Anyway, man.
But dude, I'll say this though, man. Any of that shit to me is not worth it. I thought initially, man, when I saw, I was like, did he hurt a kid intentionally? Yeah. Did he do something?
Spit in a other kid's face?
Do something
that
like
deserves a slap in the
do
helmet.
something that was like, hey man, I have to check this now, or was it a mistake that everybody makes? Every single level of professional football makes. Offsides, they do the shit in the pros. Anything.
What if he spit in the ref's face? You need to get slapped in the helmet.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what
I'm saying.
mind.
But like, if you do something to hurt another kid, you stepping on their arm or some shit like that.
You step on the hand of a mentally ill kid from the other team.
Right.
Slap that dude again. Give him
basically,
3.
if he just got a penalty or
that's what it was.
Or is that what it was?
Sad. No, I'm speculating. That's what makes me sad about it, because the kid made a mistake, man. He didn't, like I said, he stepped on the mentally ill kid's hand. You slapped that kid in his helmet, and you make him ring, 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 ring.
Yeah.
But if he just jumped off sides or dropped, especially if he just dropped the ball, man, he dropped your mind.
Yeah, he dropped the pass or he missed the tackle and shit like that.
So
he went for the.
Not cool.
Yeah, he fumbled.
Yeah,
well, fumble is different. A fumble, that nigga on the 1 yard line.
Man.
Or no, when you got the touchdown and you high step it and you drop the ball right before you go in, thinking you. I'm slapping the shit out of that kid.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. We come back, man. The Cleveland Indians are changing their name. Is it time? Later in the show, we have a dear Erby from a woman whose dream job has turned into her nightmare. What should she do? Kamal and I are going to coach her up. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey guys, what's up? If you're enjoying this show, do us a favor and donate to our Patreon.
Word.
Just go to www.patreon.com. That's Patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast of Kyle and Kamal.
Word.
It's that simple. Listen to the show, love the show, share the show, break the show off with some dough.
Bars.
Kamal grew up a Dodgers fan, but my side squad has been the Cleveland Indians ever since Major League, man. I love that movie, man.
I played baseball that year. That movie came out, or the next year, so it was on cable. So it was always on, and so man, we was doing all of that shit, talking to Joe Boo.
That was my movie right there. I love that movie to this day. Me and Chris Ball used to know every line to that movie. I bet if it came on today, I love that movie. But the point is, man, after years and years and years of being protested by the Native Americans and Cleveland Indians being like, walk it off. Because of the George Floyd effect, Kamal, they're finally listening. And I'm going to be honest, man, I think it's time, dog. It's been time, man. It has been time, man. You can't, if a group of people are saying, please change the name, don't disrespect us like that. You know, people say, man, it's just a name. It's not offending you. That's why you can say that.
Yeah, and those usually white dudes, man. White conservative Christian males are the people who
throw
are
my
like
religion in there, homie.
Well,
you see me talking about what your religion does. the extreme.
My boys are always the ones getting shitted on, baby.
Nah, not the extremists. The extremists be over there
in different countries.
Bomb.
In different countries, different cultures. Yeah, we don't shit. We are the most conservative motherfuckers on the planet. Throwing gays off of buildings and stuff like that, man. In certain countries, but in America, we know who's telling everybody to get over it.
Yeah, I know a brother though, man, who was a Redskins fan, and he don't want to see the name being changed.
That guy's in the minority. You know what I'm saying? I think most people don't really care, but the people who are like
most Redskin fans. Ask a Redskin fan because of Redskin fans,
right. Redskin, but again, it's because like that's their thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I think it's from the get go, and I didn't understand this as a child. But a Redskin, god damn,
Dog, how about and I love that hat, man. And I'm embarrassed that I love the hat. I remember I stopped wearing the hat, man. Once I found out what it was.
That red Indian with that big ass smile on his face.
I know. I have on one of the episodes of the MRA, the web series. I wore it, and I hadn't worn one in years because I stopped wearing it because of that. Because when I found out that it was like that picture alone is their equivalent of the black man eating watermelon cartoons they used to have in the LA Times on that bullshit, the big lip, the Cleveland Indian, that Wahoo guy is the equivalent of the stereotypical black Sambo character. It is the picture alone is a slur. Anybody wondered why I stopped wearing that shit? That's why. Somebody, just like my mom ruined a sausage for me one day when she told me what it was. That's what happened with me and the Cleveland Indians. Once I found, I still love them. So it's like a girl that you ain't over. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. A dude you ain't over. So you have a relapse every once in a while. I've had relapses with the Indians gear, but I used to be draped in it, Kamal.
You know what ruined Cleveland Indians for me? It was
what?
Kenny Lofton and Albert Bell and
hilarious,
Manny
man.
Ramirez.
Ballers, man.
So I think the time has come, and
time
Washington,
is
the Redskins, they started with the football team. As a matter of fact, St. John's Redmen, they changed theirs like back in the 90s to the Red Storm.
Man, Stanford. My mom told me that Stanford wasn't always the Stanford Cardinal, like a tree. I think they used to be the Indians.
For
Pretty
real?
sure she told me that. Their mascot became a tree, dog.
What the hell is that shit?
I know. The craziest mascot and the weirdest band of all time. When we come back, man, we have a Dear Erby from a woman whose dream job has turned into her nightmare. What should she do? Kamal and I got to coach her up. It's the MRA Podcast.
You need some advice in your relationship?
And can't afford a therapist?
Yeah. Hit us up and we'll get you through this.
We won't even charge you a copay.
Exactly. The Dear Erby letter is our longest standing segment on the MRA, dating all the way back to the webisodes. This is where we truly save relationships one listener at a time. We've saved marriages.
Encourage divorce.
Taught a guy how to please his woman.
Encourage divorce.
Yeah, so hit us up for advice and we'll help you out. Send your emails to dearerby@themrapodcast.com. That is dearerby@themrapodcast.com.
Let's get in this Dear Erby letter.
Let us.
Dear Erby, I work for a major corporation, but I cannot say which one. Just know that 3 years ago, I would have said it was my dream job, but now I hate it. They fired a couple of people, and instead of hiring more, they just gave me their workload. They're constantly adding more work to my plate and never increasing the money. The worst part about it is I work with men that do a lot less than me, and yet they make more. To add insult to injury, my boss decides how much we all get, and my boss is a woman. I would think of all people, she would be looking out for the only woman on our team. She's a bit of a bully, so I'm afraid to say something, but I'm getting more upset every day. What should I do? Shannon in Lansing, Michigan. Kamal, you're up.
Shannon, I don't know if you listen to this show, but if you do, you should know that your boy Kamal Abdul-Jabbar is probably the most fired person on the planet.
Hilarious.
So, listening to me will almost guarantee you
That is funny.
visiting monster.com, touching up your resume. Nah. Here's the thing, man. This is one of those things where it's like it's a touchy situation. Your boss is a bully. You want to say something, but man, one thing about bullies, a lot of them are insecure and they don't like people standing up to them. Don't believe those ABC specials and all you gotta do is stand up to a bully. Nah, that shit don't always work. As a matter of fact, most times this shit will backfire. Either they gonna whoop your ass because they really are tougher than you, or this person right here, like a boss, she could just make your life, a living hell by, firing you. I don't know how much you need the job and stuff like that.
Don't forget, Kamal,
What's
that
up?
Debo, Ice Cube needed weapons to beat Debo.
Yeah,
he used
brick,
a
right?
brick. Because Debo was in that ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Rest in peace,
It's like,
Tiny.
yeah, you can't beat no damn bully. So I'm gonna say don't say shit. Shannon, this is your dream job. Mm-hmm. I know it's tough. I know they keep piling work on you, but what else are you going to do? Now, I'll say this. I would definitely dust off my resume. I would definitely be looking to see, is this the right field you want to be in? You know, if it's the right field you want to be in at this point, do you want to make a lateral move? If it's the same field, do you want to start over? Or do you want to do something else? Because I'll say this. One thing about bad jobs, they make us, you know, start living out our dreams. Our dreams start coming to fruition. You start to see, like, you know what? I don't really want to do this shit. No way. I want to be a ballerina. You know, that's what happens with bad jobs. You start seeing yourself doing other shit. So if this is what you always want to do, you have to take this into consideration. Saying something to your boss, what's the ramifications? You know, you might get fired. And if you get fired, can you live with that? Can you, sustain that? I don't know how much your bills are and stuff like that. Do you have a nest egg? Or you could do something that's totally against everything I believe in. You could befriend your boss. She's the only other woman. You could do the sister girl thing, taking her out for drinks, hanging out with her and stuff like that. It's not ass kissing. I worked at a school, man. I worked at a school, no bullshit, that the math coordinator is a rumor. I don't know if this was confirmed, but it was a rumor that when the principal would go out of town, because she would go out of town like every other weekend, go to Vegas, this chick would restock her refrigerator. I mean, I know she used to kiss her ass in public. I didn't know to like what degree, like, behind the scenes, but in front of everybody, she had the knee pads on and everything like that. So I'm not saying go that route, but they do say catch more flies with honey. So I'm saying, like, it's possible. I don't know, how far you want to go, but you could befriend her. Invite her to shit, send her little stuff for her birthday and talk about her kids and whatnot. You can try that route, or, try something else. So I gave you 3 options.
We come back, man. I'm going to weigh in.
Yo, what's up? I'm Kyle.
And I'm Kamal.
And you're listening to the MRA podcast, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop.
Come out, you gave some good advice, man. I'm going to get straight to it. I'm going to cut to the chase. Shannon, one of the biggest reasons why this ain't your dream job no more is because of your perspective. Let me kick some game. I talked earlier in the show. I said, I didn't say it, but Kamal was raised Muslim. Kyle was raised Christian. This is not a religious discussion, but I'm going to tell you this. Your blessings don't come from this boss. Your blessings come from God. I know I'm going to go from straight ignorance talking about these women's, to straight up a spiritual talk, and that's what's about to happen. Please don't make the mistake of thinking that the reason why you're getting paid whatever you're getting paid is because this woman, she is just who God is using to bless you. You need to get your mind right, your spirit right, and the blessings will continue to come. It's not about this woman. You have poisoned your own mind with your nosy. How in the fuck do you know what those dudes are making? Did you ask them? Because if you did, you did that to yourself. Like when a woman looks in her man's phone and then cries, why did you look? You knew. That's why you looked. So go ahead and leave. You need an excuse to leave. You're looking for an excuse to leave, Shannon. Here's the thing. If you could get better, you would have already left. And your boss knows this. I would think of all people that she would be looking out. That's ridiculous. Don't lie to yourself. That is ridiculous. That's what people say to try to guilt you into being who they want you to be. You know why she's taking advantage of you? Because she can. You know why she's the boss? Because she has a business mind. She is a boss. You're a worker. And she knows that about you. So she's getting all that she can out of you because you're a worker. You're going to have to change your mind if you want to be a boss or find a different boss to work for. But that's the problem with bosses. It takes a certain mentality to make it to the top. It just does. And you start to notice a lot of bosses have a lot in common. So you can change bosses if you want, but you got to change you to change the result. So this ain't about your boss. Do I think your boss is cool person? Doesn't sound like it, but I haven't heard your boss's side. Doesn't sound like your boss is cool, but it doesn't matter. It's not about your boss. It's about you. What do you want to do? You need to focus on that. Get up a little earlier. Get on your gratitude because your attitude probably stinks. You cannot be in gratitude and complain at the same time. And let me say this. I started this show complaining about this job. I really wanted this job. I wanted the free trip to Ohio, Kamal. I got it. I wanted money. I'm getting that. I'm doing the same thing I would have been doing if I was in Cali right now. I'm talking to Kamal. I'm still doing radio with Cheryl. I'm getting double pay, Kamal. And I had the nerve to complain. So instead of thinking about you, I've made this about me, and I'm sorry. But you helped me to realize how ungrateful I am. Raise your value. Get back to your gratitude. Watch your life change. Where can I find you?
I know Angry Kamal is Instagram and Twitter.
How about Kyle Erby, K-Y-L-E-E-R-B-Y, man? I almost got negative about these commercials, man. I am blessed to be working, man. I am blessed. And you can see some commercials I've done, including my current one, at KyleErby.com. At the MRA Podcast is where you can find us both on all social media. And the MRApodcast.com is where you can hear all 124 episodes that we have done. With gratitude, Kamal. I appreciate that you bring it every week. Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
All right, man.
They let you keep the Hampton sweatshirt?
MRA.